What's up?
What's up? Talking.
What is that? People are not going to know what that is.
No, I know, because here's the problem. We didn't do it. We didn't start recording in time. We need to stick to the podcast mantra, always be recording, because first of all, we just made some funny, weird noises. But second of all, a beautiful man just walked through the background of your scene over there. And it was it was the people needed to see that. And they didn't. We didn't get it on video. I almost said on tape. How old is that? We didn't get it on video. So always be recording. And we did it, but we didn't do it. I'm sorry. We will. I feel like we owe the audience now. I got to make it up to them because it was nice.
It was inappropriate for children.
Yeah, that's true. We should for this episode, we'll put up a parental advisory for all the kids that watch our
for this episode.
Yeah,
they can watch the other ones.
Yes, but here we are. This is episode 12 of the No Homo podcast with Jonathan and Tom. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tom.
All right.
This is episode number 12. We're recording this on Monday, September 8th. Thanks for being here, everybody. Bro, this is the best you have ever looked.
No,
yeah,
really?
Right out the gate. Right out the gate.
Thanks,
the way
man.
the hat is framing the eyes.
Yeah. You had a hat on when we turned this on. I thought, I want a hat real quick. So
I know. I couldn't be the only one with a hat, I noticed, but that's cool.
I was inspired by. Look, I'm doing what Tommy's doing. That's all.
Except not quite, because a lot of times I'm doing things you're not doing.
That's
I wish
true.
you were doing.
That's fair. That's true.
So don't.
What
tease
kind of
me
things?
Like that.
Should we have the parental advisories up for this one, right?
Yeah. You know, just like I am excited that this is NH12, No Homo 12.
Yeah.
Because my girl's about to put out T12.
Yeah.
So
basically the same. It's like we're in lockstep with T Swift. It's us, and we're in our No Homo era.
We are. The funniest like tweet I saw about her announcement about the recent album was the scariest thing about Taylor Swift announcing T12 is that the next album is T13. And do you know about her in 13?
Yeah, she does.
13 is like her special number, and everything is so like I thought that was pretty funny. You have to be a fan to think it's funny.
12 episodes in, 11 episodes in, going into episode 12, and last week we talked about the lack of attention I am getting from the No Homies, and it did not get any better this week.
You get any fan mail?
I blame the algorithm. I think that there's something wrong. I think I have some parental settings set on my my DMs because it's crickets, man. I do. Yeah. That's not true. I do have like many Russian bots that want to talk to me for sex all the time. But other than that, and
that's
so maybe
just me.
Those might be real. Yeah, those might not be bots. But enough about the mail I'm not getting. What have you heard? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I continue to get good feedback.
Of course you do. Yeah, of course you do.
From a lot of people in my life, which is great. It's like some loyal listeners and people who just keep going out of their way to say that it's getting better, which I think is a good.
That is a good sign.
I'm glad we're getting better, not worse.
Yeah.
It's funny though. It's interesting how it really has been crickets from some of the people who I'm closest to in my life, or like family. And so that's interesting.
Yeah.
People that I thought were like some of my best friends who haven't even acknowledged that a podcast is happening. Do you see this one?
I would. Oh no, my light's in the way. I can't see. I got to move you over. Hi.
There's Fish, everybody.
Hi, Fish.
Watching. Fish, say hi. No.
Oh, she kind of wanted to though.
She kind of wanted to.
I think though that like, not that I have advice to give on it, but maybe a little experience. Like as someone who's done a bunch of single episodes of a bunch of TV shows, people I like a lot. You know, like I'm very like a veteran. Like I'm like a
American stage actor.
That's well trod of single episodes. Crickets most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time. You know, like
yeah.
And I think that for me it got to the point where I was like, that's fine. Like it's fine. Like we're doing the thing, you know. If people want to talk about it, great. If people don't want to talk about it, that's fine too. We're doing the thing. I don't think that anyone in my family listens to this. Like, and that's fine for them to not listen, you know, like whatever.
It doesn't bother you at all.
I mean, probably somewhere, but I've been dealing with this for a long time. So
yeah, for me it's like sometimes, you know, people will write and it's not just like a random text. It's like a paragraph, and that like, I mean, that takes, have to like go out of your way to do that. And, I mean, it means a lot. It's nice. And also like I have been avoiding comments on YouTube and on like the Instagram posts and the clips. And like, I've just been avoiding the comments out of fear. And the other day I like sort of let myself go read some of them and was like really excited by some of the passionate responses. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. There's some very engaged no homies, which is awesome. Like I try to go through, and for any no homies out there that are commenting anywhere, Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and like we're not getting back to you, it's because we're like old and don't really understand it very well and don't do technology very well. Like I remember that there are comments on YouTube and swing by sometimes and try to like answer and like, engage as best as I can. But like, it's just, that I've just gotten used to Instagram and now we're doing more of this on YouTube. I don't understand the platform at all. And it's not complicated. I'm just old and I'm slow at this stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to be mad at the stuff, but I'm not good at the stuff. I will say though, I do want to go ahead and make sure that we've had this conversation because I want to make sure that we are communicated in our relationship. And I know that we have maybe differences of perspective on how open our relationship is, but I am getting requests for other podcasts. So
wow.
I just want to say that.
From who?
That doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter.
How many?
It doesn't matter. Multiple.
Wow. I've not been asked to do a single other podcast.
Well, I guess that's what I don't know. People, I don't know.
I'm not comfortable. I think I want to close it up.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but now we're gonna close it up. That's
yeah. Until my offers start coming in.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is kind of like this would be like some of the rules that exist sometimes, right? Like I could be like,
I've seen this played out in a gay couple. Actually,
yeah, I could be like, look, yes, I can join you, but you also have to invite my partner. Like you have to have
the worst. The worst.
In fact, before I will sit down with you, you have to invite my partner and he has to okay what comes next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's terrible.
You want some pity pods?
No, I don't want your pity pods. That's awesome though. I'm happy for you. That's great.
Thanks,
That's
man.
Great. You're welcome.
What else? I don't know. I don't want to sit
What's
in a
been going on in your life
in my life this week. What has been going on in my life this week? Look, this is exactly what's been happening in my life. These are the kind of notes I made. Tupperware, bottom leaking. That's in my notes over here. Bottom leaking.
Keep going.
Here's I'm going to read you the notes directly from the notes, verbatim in the notes. Tupperware, bottom leaking. Keep the top. Can you have more tops than bottoms?
What is this?
So we have we've tried to move away from plastic Tupperware. We're trying to move to more glass, or if there's something else. In fact, let me take a moment right now and say, no homies, you've got great taste. If you have a recommendation for there's got to be, what's the more universal word for Tupperware? Like Tupperware is the one, but container dishes. Like
I was gonna say, like, are you guys still using actual Tupperware?
No, but like it's still, we do have some plastic ones. Like there's still like plastic stuff that we've been slowly getting rid of.
Yeah, but it's not like the Tupperware brand from the 70s with the house party. Okay.
No. But it's also whatever. It's a lot of it's like takeout containers.
Yeah.
And there's like a couple of good ones, but those are busted. First of all, it's like let's just add more microplastics to our meals, and also like those are leaking, and we have some glass ones, but I think they're like I'm pretty sure that Jen was bargain hunting, which is she should do. She's very good at it. She's very good at finding a deal, but they've been cracking on us. So like we need like a good what's the word though? Container? Just container?
Yeah, like, I don't know the word. It's like Tupperware is like Kleenex now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have an answer, but we tend to do better with the glass ones. Yeah. With the plastic fitted tops. Mm-hmm. They're like the Rubbermaid, I think, is like a good brand. IKEA also has like good knockoff Rubbermaid ones.
Okay.
I personally like once a year go through and like every bottom has to have a matching top, and I get rid of any extras just to keep it real, keep it fresh.
Can't say I really was.
I don't like clutter,
All euphemisms aside, I was kind of wondering if there was a reason to keep extra tops or bottoms. Like if it makes sense, if there's a strategy behind having a like more of one, but it's really just have a 1-to-1, right?
I think it's a personal choice. I mean, for me, like I just hate stuff. So like I'm always like getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I had like 30 things in my life. So I'm always trying to like get rid of extra stuff in the cabinets. So I don't know.
Yeah,
you got to do what works for you, man. But I'm sorry your bottom's leaking.
Oof, yeah. And I have extra tops right now. Too many tops for the bottoms, and the bottom is leaking.
Well, I just watched Nate Quan and I just watched the Netflix documentary, Katrina Come Hell or High Water, 3-part documentary about Hurricane Katrina. Highly recommended. Disturbing as fuck. I remember, I followed very closely on the news when that was all happening. I consider myself like well educated in terms of the events that went down and then the political fallout. And I was still just devastated by it. And, the devastation that primarily pretty much only black people experienced, poor black people. And the ineptitude of the government's response was just outrageous. And the fact that Trump is now decimating FEMA. And after watching that documentary, I just am like, but I like the bitter, angry part of me just can't wait for the next natural disaster in a red state with a decimated FEMA. And like you reap what you sow. I know that's horrible. I don't want people to die, but man, it's just, I don't know what we're doing, man. So highly recommended if you're looking for some lighthearted, TV watching at the end of the night.
A little romp. Cool.
Yeah.
We've been rewatching Parks and Rec, but maybe we'll go for something lighter and funnier.
Yeah. A palate cleanser.
Yeah. I do want to jump in and say I want to go ahead school started this week, so there's been a lot going on. Like there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But I found out this weekend that one of the people who I consider like my most influential or beginning of theater in my life, her name was Debbie Fleischman. Deborah Fleischman. She was a director in my hometown, and she was the director of the first community show that I did, Christmas Carol, back in 1991. And she like co-wrote and directed that show. It was like a not custom, but whatever, like a version of Christmas Carol that was written specifically for the community theater in Huntsville. And like, she passed away this weekend.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's I haven't talked to her in forever, but she holds a very special place in like the trajectory of my life. I was a little third grade kid and my mom took me to a community theater audition. We had seen a production of Oliver and I was like, wait, those kids are like from here and they just like auditioned and did that? I want to do that. And so my mom took me, and Deborah Fleischman was like one of the first women that I was a small child, and she was a very like larger than life presence. She was a huge presence, and she was like fun and funny and kind, but was a workhorse and was like a taskmaster that was like hard to impress, and it was like set the tone for me for what a like. And I think it like fast forward to now full circle, like you as a director, like having someone who has a vision and knows what they want and can be kind and supportive, but is also not gonna bullshit you when you're not giving them what they want. And like the idea of like meeting a bar and meeting a standard as a performer was like right away for me. And so hats off to Debbie Fleischman and the Fleischmans. I'm sorry to the family for the I'm sorry to my hometown and for the school where she was a teacher, the community theater where she was a part of. It's a tough loss for the arts in Alabama.
I think every theater kid can trace their to like a series of people that along the way that led you there. I certainly have my own. I'm sorry to hear, but thank you, Deborah, for knocking this boy into shape, making him the American stage actor that he is today. So speaking of funerals, we were at a wedding. And I think we actually have 4 weddings this fall. So 4 weddings and a funeral. We were at our friend Jason and Taylor's wedding. It was really like a celebration party. They got married a couple months ago at City Hall, but they had a really nice party this weekend. In Astoria, a bunch of gays, and a bunch of gays. And it was
and a cat? Like what? What was
2 cats. 2 cats. And a female taking photos who I'm not sure what her sexuality is. But I'm pretty sure there were no straight people there, but I could be wrong. But it was really fun, and I'm happy for them. I love them and wish them a happy life together.
Well, Jason and Taylor, congratulations.
Yeah.
We wish you a happy life together.
Yeah, we do.
With your cats and your photographer and all the gays.
I want to come out and say no homo was wrong about a fact. I can't believe this is the first time we've had to do one of these.
I mean, yeah. We don't have to do this. You want to do this.
I want to do this. Trump is
it.
not dead.
Yeah.
Trump is dying. I mean, we're all dying, but Trump is definitely dying faster than the rest of us. Like, that is pretty clear.
I mean, he's still alive now, but there was still days there of bullshit. They were posting pictures and videos that were not happening in real time. Like, they were clearly from the past. Like,
they're not telling the truth about his health, but neither did the Biden administration tell us the truth about his health.
But they ran that shit into the ground. People will hound dog that hard, and all of a sudden we're like 2 days later, we're like, I guess it's fine. We're not going to care about this anymore.
I feel like, as the American public, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, we have the right to know if we're going to elect ancient beings into office. We have the right to know about the truth about their health. I wish that was in like a bill or something, or a law, because it's just like, we're not being told the whole truth here, but he is still alive. So we were wrong about that, sadly. But I want to talk about a piece that Ezra Klein put out in the New York Times. Yeah. Ezra Klein is one of my other North Stars in terms of the world and politics. He has an amazing podcast on the New York Times podcast list. I think it's called the Ezra Klein podcast. He's a really smart political thinker, one of the smartest, I think, alive today, and is able to make complex situations make sense to, I think, every listener. And he put out a podcast episode that was only about 20 minutes. It's a really easy read for those of you that are so busy with your life that you don't have any time for politics. Can you tell how I feel about those people?
No, say more.
Like, maybe you can find 20 minutes. Like, listen to it on 1.5 or double speed. Like, you can listen to this stuff quickly.
100%. Also, you asked me to point out if you're peaking on your gain. So just now we're getting
mad.
But go for it. Lean in, be mad, but also just watch again.
You can also read this article. I mean, but I don't know, if you don't have time to listen to a podcast, how you possibly have time to read. But either one, please take 20 minutes. The title of the article is "Stop Acting Like This Is Normal." That should scare you. I've been saying this for a couple of years now. I've certainly been saying this since the election, but this is not any more liberal versus conservative. No. This is like, are we going to keep being the United States of America as we know it, or are we not? And what side do you stand on? And you need to figure that out soon. And if you happen to think you might be on the side that you want to preserve the democracy that we have and preserve this radical experiment that's only 250 years old and has no guarantee that it's going to continue, if you took a history class, you know that. And basically the gist of the article is, it's coming time to vote for the House on another spending bill. We have to fund the government. We've last voted in March. They put a stopgap funding bill into place, which basically got us till now. And they either have to vote on another one of those, or maybe actually, God forbid, actually vote to fund the government. And they need Democratic votes to do that. Last time the Democrats decided to vote, 7 of them did, because Chuck Schumer decided that was the best course of action.
Wasn't he on a book tour? And anyway, sorry. Chuck Schumer.
Yeah. So Chuck Schumer needs to retire.
Yeah.
But there's certainly valid points to be made on both sides of those arguments from March. Regardless, it's in the past. I personally think they probably made the right decision at the time, but I don't think that this is the right time to do that. And I think that this is Democrats have very little power right now. We don't control the House. We don't control the legislature, the executive, or the Supreme Court. And so we have to make noise. And this is a chance to make noise. But Ezra's piece is about the fact that not only is this a chance to make noise, we have to be smart about how we do it. And Democrats need to have the words ready to go about why we are doing this. What is it we want in exchange? We will vote yes if A, B, C, D, E is done. We need to have those things clearly in place. And what's tricky about that is, this is out of all of our hands. We've now voted people who we voted in. These are the people that have to make these decisions, and we have to trust them to do it. But what is in our hands is that we can start caring about this, and we can start talking about it with each other, and we can start making noise. We need to start paying attention. Now is the time to start paying attention. If you have kids, now is the time to start paying attention. Things are getting scary. Things are getting bad. And we need to know what's going on, or we're fucked. We're all fucked.
You know what's so funny is and I haven't seen this, or I haven't listened to this piece or read it. I will do one or the other depending on how much time I have in my week. But
Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe I'll do both. But I do like that phrase. Hard times. What is it? Hard times make hard men. Hard men make easy times. Easy times make soft men.
I love it.
You would like this one. You would like this one. So let me say it. So before you get all hard men over there. Hard times make, I think this is right. Hard times make hard men. Hard men make soft times make soft men make hard times, and it rotates throughout that. Yeah, right. But it's like so, and like it's such a cliche, and it's so silly, and it kind of sounds like boners, but it's also so true. Like I feel like that's where we are right now. Like the fact that people are sitting and watching so much of this happen is like the current American populace just like has the impression that like it's probably gonna be okay. Like we go back and forth on things. We have some we go through a recession kind of. We did the government is just gonna keep going. It works. We've figured it out, and that's just not true. No. That's just like not true. Like the Revolutionary War is pretty badass. Like the way that worked, the Constitution Hall, like the way that those guys fought, the way that they made all that is pretty badass. And now it's like we've been around long enough. There's enough generations that like we've forgotten what that's like. It's almost like we are all Trump's kids now, because like let's say like his dad was a piece of shit but like made a bunch of money, and then Trump was born into it, lost a lot of it, but got to live this life, and his kids have no idea. They're totally out of touch with reality. They've been only in this world, and that's kind of what I feel like Americans are now. Like we've only known the world of fucking success, and like America is number one, and that's not just a guarantee. That's not the way that it is. It's like we're watching in real time now. I feel like everyone's just like, yeah, but it's probably gonna be okay, right? Like this guy's a clown. He can't really do anything. In the meantime, he can really do all sorts of things, and in fact, he's making up new things to do right now. He's like he's being handed unilateral power all over the place to just make crazy calls, declare war on American cities, and people are like, yeah, but I guess it'll be okay. It's democracy at work. It's like fucking not.
I mean, it's like everybody has a choice. What kind of adult do you want to be? Do you want to be an adult that responsibly and intelligently contributes and has a say in society, or do you want to be a lazy fucking asshole? Yeah. Those are the two options. I don't know.
And look, the chips are stacked in favor of lazy fucking assholes. Like it's true that we're kind of built. I mean, it has intentionally been built in a way right now to
they want us to not be paying attention. Or do you want to give them what they want?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also fascinated by this Department of Defense being rebranded the Department of War.
Oh my God! What is this? I think that this is so almost like like we want to talk about politics. We want to talk about current events on here because we want to stay. I think that we agree it's very important. But I also think this one specifically lands on like the thesis of our podcast from the beginning, which is like the bastardized definition of masculinity, and like the like totally bastardized idea of strength is so fucking toxic and so vapid and so like dangerously fucking nothing. Like the Department of War, what the fuck are we doing? Like what? And we're like blowing up ships in the middle of the ocean. Like now we're like policing international, like what? And meanwhile, by the way, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, can't do a fucking pull-up. And I know that's not the most important thing, but like if he's going to make TikToks about how fit he is, don't look like such a bitch doing exercises, man. Like that's not. He wants to be all Attila the Hun, and he wants to be some kind of like military god, and he does bitch pull-ups. I can't.
With his Nazi tattoos.
Yeah. What? Oh, it drives me crazy.
I don't know, man. I also, like last week, RFK Jr. was in front of the Senate for Senate hearings about the uprising at the CDC. There were some, my favorite, I think, exchange in the whole thing was when one of the senators asked him, do you believe Trump deserves the Nobel Prize for the Operation Warp Speed? And he said, absolutely. And then that same senator says, but you just said before that the vaccine killed more people than actual COVID. And he had no response to that because there is no response to that. Not. It's insane.
He's another one that gets by on like seeming dumb and seeming like just like a bro, but he's dangerous. He's not just dumb. He's like, this is to me.
It sounded like you said semen. Like he gets by on semen.
He gets by on semen. He probably does. I mean, he gurgles something a lot. In fact, dude gets which he has a throat thing, whatever. Like, I get it. I forget what it's called, but like, I respect. You have a medical condition. He gets a fucking neurotoxin jammed into his throat to keep his voice working, which is fine. If you want to get Botox, but stop railing on neurotoxins as the big problem in the world. They're fucking. He's a fear mongerer. He's a misinformation fear mongerer. He's not just dumb, and he's not just a man of the people. He's not just like a dude who is, like trying to democratize science. He's actually dangerous. He's spent 20 plus years with the intention of dismantling the CDC. His nonprofit makes like $20 million a year in revenue or whatever. He makes like $800,000 off of these guys. Like, and the whole point is suing and going after the CDC, trying to dismantle the CDC. And like, he drives like there's so much to me. It's such a clear example of like follow the money. Like, it's not just it's easy to see. He says a bunch of things about how unhealthy America is, and that is true. There's a lot of health issues with America, but the fucking yellow 5 or whatever is not what's doing that. It's the fact that we're taking away. FEMA. We're taking away all of these. We're taking away grants for food. We're fucking burning crates, truckloads full of food that were supposed to go to lower income areas in the middle of the country. Like those are the things. If he really cares about making America healthy, then fucking stop sitting down with Coke and having them say they're going to change to cane sugar, which is really just adding a new product to their line anyway. Stop giving Shake Shack free commercials by saying they're using beef tallow now or whatever. Fucking actually make some of these regulatory changes. Like the pesticides, he rails about pesticides, he rails about all this shit, and nothing actually changes. Nothing's been done. His what's the thing called with where food manufacturers get to self-report, and he's going to like tighten the loopholes in like if you're it's such bullshit, but like it does exist. So he's right. This should change. That do you
mean like the labels of the nutrition and stuff?
No, I mean like if there's an issue, this is real no homo, really on brand no homo right now. But like, did I put it? I did not even put it in my notes. I forget what it was called. But there's a businesses self-report. You trust the businesses to reliably say like they will do their own testing, and they do their own testing. They send it off to the FDA, and the FDA can then choose to either say we're not sure about this, we're going to come check it out, or say like this looks good to us. We'll review your report, and if it seems okay, then we'll say yes. Which is like leaves plenty of room for corruption there, and that exists. And so he's coming in hot, saying he's going to like close these loopholes, and so everyone gets excited about that. But he's not.
Yeah,
he just lies.
Many of the things he's upset about are right to be upset about, and it's just the way he's going about it. And then unfortunately, that combined with the villainization of science and scientists is making it a perfect storm of a really bad situation that is going to have ramifications for a long time.
If you wanted to target something, there are plenty of industries. There are plenty of markers in the industry to target. The CDC is not one of them. The CDC directly has been involved with raising the life expectancy by 15, 20 years, like since they became since they were formed in the 40s or whatever. Like it works, and I'm sure there's fat that can be cut, and I'm sure there's probably but calling the head of firing the head of the CDC for saying that she's untrustworthy and whatever, and then that's just all bullshit. The Maha report, this is the funniest one to me. His big Maha report cites studies that don't exist. They're not even studies. It just took one other fact checker to be like, we can't even find this. Not only is it not peer reviewed, it's not the same as he still quotes he still cites the autism and vaccines bullshit from the 90s that was debunked. That guy lost his medical license. All of that was debunked. There's nothing there. That study is nothing. And he still cites that. And now he's literally making up studies that are nothing. He lies. And it just drives me. Someone called him Microwave Mel Gibson, and I love that. He is Microwave Mel Gibson.
Yeah, he's got his rabid fan base, though. So
well, they are rabid.
Watch out. Yeah.
His quote about I wanted to make a note about this too, but when he was like, people with autism won't ever grow up to play baseball. They'll never balance a checkbook, and they'll never blah 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 whatever. And I was like, I think you mean unvaccinated kids because they'll be dead.
Yes. I mean, unfortunately, and so may some of the other kids who are vaccinated if there's not the right amount around them. Well, I think it's time for us to move on from solving the world. The world will have to wait for us to solve it next week.
Okay. Well, the world will have to wait because it's time for us to get vulnerable.
Let's get vulnerable, bro.
Vulnerable. Well, all right.
You got it. Good job.
I really want to. I feel like, all right. I think it's clear that was my idea because you've committed no bandwidth to.
I can't. My mouth doesn't want to do it.
My mouth doesn't want to do it. Okay, well, log that one away in the chamber.
First time I've ever said that.
Okay, this week on Vulnerbros, we were talking last week about childhood stuff, and during this week I was thinking about like my childhood friends, and real quick shout out to a friend of the pod, Haas, sent you a video that you sent on to me that was talking about, and again, I don't even have it referenced right here in front of me. I'm not really ready for it, but it's like so no homo on brand here, but it was like a couple of guys talking about how homophobia has really negatively influenced male relationships, and it's funny to think back through that and like why that is. And I thought I think that that's something that like we talk about as something that like I can say I benefit from having relationships that lack homophobia because they're like, then there's so much more opportunity for growth and so much more opportunity for connection and like fucking better massages, like whatever, all of the things that exist there. It's funny to think about why, like, I don't know what it comes down to. And this is my question. And I've if you were to go back through my reels, and you would be watching them for the first time, I guess, if you were to go back through my Instagram reels and see some of these from months ago. But I did spend some time like kind of posing this question. Remember the whole bear thing like a year or two ago, like in the woods, if a woman came upon a man or a bear? And I was kind of making the point that like as men got so up their panties in a wad over that whole thing about women choosing the bear, but men would also choose the bear. Men are scared to be close to men. Men are worried all the time. That's why like I can't think of another reason that homophobia is so prevalent other than like, do you think that you're going to get raped or do you think that you're going to catch gay? Like, what is the fear here? And it's so,
I don't know. I mean, I've never experienced it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, but I did experience maybe the inverse of it growing up in that I knew that other people I knew that gay was bad. That was clear. I remember in first grade, there was a guy that I went to school with, Terrence, and he was really cool. He was like a cool first grader, and he came over for a play date, like on a Saturday.
Hey, real quick, can I ask you what a cool first grader? Because I have a first grader right now. We're going back and forth on what's cool and right. So, like, give me I know it's a while back, but like, real quick, what's a cool first grader?
He just like had friends and looked cute and like
was like to chill, he
was just like cool. I mean,
cool.
You know what cool is,
yeah.
And so he came over for a play date. I thought we had a good time, and then like the following Monday in the little coat room next to our classroom, he came in and I like went to go give him a hug in the morning when he got in, and he like reacted really weirdly and like he clocked that everybody else was watching, and then he was like really mean to me after that. Mm. And I remember he left the coat room, and I remember sitting in there thinking like, oh, something's wrong with me. Something's different with me that he didn't want say the same hello that I wanted to say. And I never tried to do that again with anybody. And like later, like in middle school, like puberty, first of all, there was a period like 4th and 5th grade where I had like a group of guy friends, and I think we are all gay and out now. But we weren't at the time and didn't know at the time, but we like naturally like sort of segregated together, and like, we would have sleepovers and like, we would play these like games where like, we would like be in our sleeping bags, our individual sleeping bags, and we would like do trivia with each other. And if you got the question wrong, you had to take a piece of clothing off. But it never like the furthest it ever got is that you were like naked in your sleeping bag, but we never touched each other. Nothing ever happened. But what's interesting to me is that there were rumors that at the same time, guys that were like cooler and more athletic and like the straight guys who went on to be like, the athletes, there was rumors that like some of them got busted by a parent, like, and they were actually like doing shit with each other. And like, that's a thing. You hear about.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, we had a weird little tech blurb, and I just want to make sure we're back. So 34:20. But pick right back up. You can hear me, right? We're good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, pick right back up with they got busted.
Yeah, so the straight guy, I mean, the rumor is that they got busted by a parent. They all got in trouble, and like a little part of me was like, why wasn't I invited to that? And like I don't know. There's like I don't know. I mean, what kind of experiences did you have? Like that?
Well, it's funny that you say that because like I wasn't a part of it, but like we'll jump around in time here. But there was definitely in high school like the cool guys, the football players, that were definitely straight but were like the fun guys and like the maybe not like there were some that were like shitty meathead bullies, not those guys, but the ones that were cool, the quarterback and the like the good looking cool guys on the football team. Definitely I would hear about them talking about their like weekend was watching porn and all jerking off in the same room. Like they would be separated. Like it didn't sound like they were like actual like circle jerking or doing it for each other, but like everyone was masturbating in the same room. Not even like, it sounded like not even like very like closed off, like just kind of like near each other, which I just always thought was so interesting because some of those guys, I will say, I think they had a pretty good close friendship, and I think I have no idea what their vulnerability was with each other, but I know that like for me, I learned early, kind of like we were talking about, like how to calibrate emotions. I was like a sensitive kid and an artistic kid, and that like I learned quickly that was not the way to survive, and it was hard to pivot. Like I couldn't actually change that, like, but it's the same like ballet class, like it's me getting shit for, it's me going to a spend the night party but having a show in the morning and getting shit for that, like being artistic, and so then like wanting to engage with people in a softer, sweeter way was absolutely off the table. And so then that just became like that's what I wasn't experiencing it like I'm feeling early on sexual urges or early on like what, but I just like was a softer kid. Like I wanted to be more sweet, and I just had to like learn the hard way not to do that. And I think by high school I had like found other artistic guys, and like some of my best friends in high school were gay, and some of my best friends were out of school in community theater kind of or whatever, theater around the area kind of ways. And I was able to like, that was a much more comfortable place, a much easier place to be. Not even like that we were going hard on being vulnerable, just like being who the fuck you were, like not having to put on some kind of front about like being tough or like caring about sports are so funny to me because like I the older I get, and like I don't know, man. I like playing sports. I like when I'm directly involved with sports, and I like being a fan of sports, but I'm becoming much more aware that what I like about it is the pageantry and the camaraderie of it, like getting a group together and having like a reason to all be on the same page about something, and to connect with people somehow and to bond over something. And it's like we're choosing to bond over these things that like don't fucking matter. I mean, they do matter. There's a place for sports, and there's a place for what that is in fandom. And I think they both. I don't know that we've ever gotten both.
Both in one episode.
Get a 2 cameo. Wow. She got
Chips.
jealous.
Say hi,
she knew there were
Chips.
cameos tonight.
She wanted a cameo too. Hi. Say hi. Sorry. Keep going.
But it's like, I mean, I think it's one of the things that I don't know, I love about it's. I think it's what has helped our friendship thrive. Is like, yeah, and I've said it before, and like I can go to a bar and watch a game, and I can talk about a game, and I can like be a fan, and I can know enough stats to sound like I'm a fan. I can enjoy it. I can enjoy a winning season for a team, but I would rather get together and just talk about, have the ability to talk about real shit, like just get into whatever it is. Like I feel like with you, we can. It's kind of like why we structured this podcast the way we did, but like we can pivot from current events to like childhood trauma to sexuality to to being stupid to whatever, and like there's a comfort in that vulnerability that I feel like helps us thrive in a friendship. And there's absolutely like I only have a very small handful of straight male friends that I'm like close to it all these days, and it's kind of been the case my whole life. Is like I have my friends, but then when I stop and look at it, it's like if I stop reaching out, they're not really going to reach out. and we don't really connect.
I mean, I think that
much.
this is something that's happening across the country.
Across the country, yeah.
Yeah, especially and exacerbated by COVID.
Yeah.
And straight guys are just more and more sort of siloed and home playing video games or
I remember that clip that Hassan made a really interesting point that I hadn't thought about. It was that the default for the way that our society works is that the default is feminine and masculinity is like a goal to reach. Like, because little boys are not masculine. Little boys are not looked at as masculine. You have to grow. You have to find masculinity. You have to grow into it. And that really what it fucking means is like, you've got to put these walls up and become this thing that I guess people think that they want to see and they think want to represent what masculinity is. Like, it's got to be tough. It's got to be whatever this made up bullshit is about, like the leader, a head of a household that doesn't have to feel emotions, that can stay stalwart and stay, steady, which is like just so unhealthy.
And from the gay point of view, we deal, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I mean, I'll speak a little bit on behalf of the gay community because I think I'm not the only person that deals with this, but it's this like fucked up getting turned on by that kind of masculinity, and like I am attracted to masculine guys. I'm not really attracted to guys that aren't masculine, and that carries so much heavy, like, what the fuck backstory, you know. And I admit that, but I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, what do you think? Like is it a internalized homophobia, or is it just like an ideal, like the first men that you were? It's kind of like anybody who looks like Cindy Crawford is going to be hot to me because when I was a child, like.
Yeah. I don't think it's internalized homophobia. I think if I had internalized homophobia, I've worked through that. To be frank, I'm really grateful that I'm gay and not dealing with the bullshit y'all go through. And I think we have way more fun. So I'm very happy that I'm gay. And if I could choose it again, I would. I think that it's partly to do with like just when I was going through my sexual awakening, what was in front of me.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I could be wrong about that. I'll go to therapy and find out.
Well, yeah, I mean, go to therapy. Get gay friends and go to therapy. That's our motto, right?
That's our motto. Let's give some no homo work this week.
Okay.
I want to give the no homo work of a 5-minute squat every day.
Love it.
This is something that I have been doing for a year now. I came across it. I follow like a lot of like health stuff on Instagram and a lot of like just really good influencers that share little tips. And we're meant to be in a squat. Where like in caveman days, that's how we hung out. We didn't have chairs. We hung out in squats. We ate dinner. We ate food in squats. You're supposed to take a shit in a squat. That's why the squatty potty exists.
Shout out squatty potty.
There's a lot of good sex to be had in squats, but your body has to be able to do it. And if you're sitting in a desk chair every day, if a squat is hard for you to hold for 5 minutes, that's a problem. Yeah. You have to be able to do that. When I first started doing it, I wasn't able to do it right away. 5 minutes. I had to work up to it. You have to be diligent about it, but that's my homework. I think it's really good for health in a bunch of ways. And I
like that.
Yeah.
And like a legitimate, like a taking a shit squat, like in your heels all the way like down. And
and listen to Ezra Klein's podcast on double speed, and you'll be almost done with it at that point.
Squat for the duration of Ezra Klein's podcast on double speed. I like that as well.
Yeah, there you go.
I get my Jen will like walk into a room and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because I'll just be like on my phone, but I will drop into a squat because I'm like on my phone too much. I'm all hunched over, and then I'll think like, well, I don't want to do that, but I need to finish this email. So I'll just like get down to the squat so that I can hold my phone up a little bit. Like,
it's a great solution. Yeah, totally. You know what it's time for?
I do.
Who would you fight? Who would you fight? Pow, pow. You go first.
Love it. Okay. Well, we kind of hinted at a moment ahead of time, but I want to fight Pete Hegseth. I want to fight the Nazi in charge of the Department of War because he does bitch pull-ups. He can't do a push-up. He's unfit. He's unfit to be a leader, and he's unfit, period. So I would like to paint my nails and punch a Nazi. I would like to challenge the Secretary of War to a charity boxing match because you ain't nothing but a little bitch. You can't do a pull-up.
What happens if all these charity boxing match challenges come through at the same time?
I would love it, except for I will say this. I mean, come on, dude. That would be like a Netflix. I would run that. Even if I lose fights, I would run that. I would sell that. I would be an amazing run to sell. It would be a whole series of just fighting all of these challenges as a charity boxing match. I did get back this week into boxing. And I immediately fucked up my rotator cuff, so I'm out here talking all this big game. But can I take a moment? This feels like a good excuse to show you the cupping that I got. Can I show you?
Yeah, woof. Woof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woof. That's the YouTube screenshot.
Yeah.
Yep.
But once that heals, I want to fight Pete Hegseth.
Yep. I'm writing this down. Cupping. Okay. This week I'm gonna fight my boy Nick Bosa. Bosa.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, he's a defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers. He's 6'4", he's 266 pounds, and woof. I have had the biggest crush on this guy forever. And I have Instagram accounts, and he's just like a golden god of a man, but he's a fucking Trumper. And I just want to fight him for being so beautiful and a Trumper. And I just want to pin him down, and I want to hold his big thighs down, and I want to pull back his arms and get the armpit right there, and then do the other one. I want to take his face and put my hand in his mouth and and then take his hair and and then I want to get his legs up, and I want to So
is that a fight?
That's my who would you fight for the week?
That's a win-win fight for you. That goes back to the at the beginning of our friendship when you were you want to fight? I'm like, it's this. I don't want to fight you because
I'm gonna punish him. I want to punish him for being an asshole. But woof.
Yeah. It turns out it's a bummer that he's a fucking Trumper.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So Nick Bosa, I'm coming for you and in you.
Yeah, you've been warned. You've been warned, Nicholas. Nicholas, you've been warned.
All right, why don't you read us out this week?
Okay. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to No Homo with Jonathan and Tom on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Graphics and music by Matt Ladner. And a bootylicious thanks to Jen Dornbush and Nickwan Williams. The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the hosts and are intended for entertainment purposes only.
You did it.
Boom.
Wow.
I did it.
We did it. Oh, I forgot that. Love you, bro.
Love you. Bye.